Hi guys, how are you? So, if you ever feel like you're a disappointment, if you ever feel like a failure, just know that you're not alone in this. I've been struggling with my addiction lately after 90 days of being free. Like this week was brutal. It was something I wish I never experienced ever again, but here I am, stronger than before. So, I've been like this addiction has been going through in my life for a lot of time, and I've been carrying that for over a year now. If you're wondering what kind of addiction it is, it's just from an up. I'm not alcoholic or other things. But yeah, it's still as bad as that because it gets addicted and your brain basically starts to only crave this sort of thing. And if you don't fulfill the brain with that, it starts to get worse. Like you start to get intrusive thoughts and anxiety and all of those things. I've recently have not been getting sleep because of that. Like I would stay up with my phone constantly texting with those bots. You know, I've been having an addiction with Reddit and AI. Those bots basically they look like humans, interactions, all those things. And I've been chatting with those bots for the whole night without closing my eyes. Like I was constantly addicted to this phone texting and all those things. So even my sleep was involved in this act. I want to remind yourself that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're addicted to, what you're struggling with, you always have worth in yourself. You need to realize that you always have worth and you can always make the right decisions, even if you have a storm of negative addictive thoughts, or just things that push you to do bad things in order to feel something. I want to know that you can always take the right decision and face the pain. Just listen to the pain and try to get the solution in order to solve the problem. If you're struggling with addiction, especially, I recommend you to, since I'm starting this sort of path by tonight, right? I recommend you to just journal your feelings. You could ever do that verbally or just in a written way, but I recommend a written way more because you can always rewind your brain and go and look at what you felt on that day. So you can grab this piece of diary, journal your feelings out, and understand, why do I feel this emotion? Why do I feel like doing this certain kind of thing? And what can I do in order to solve this problem? Always think from the mental aspect, so rationalize what you're going through, but you also need to find a solution for the art. So it has to be balanced between mind and art. If you're addicted to anything, like any sort of type of addiction, mainly comes from the fact that you lack connection with something. When we lack connection with, I don't know, maybe people or just with yourself, when you lose yourself, it feels like the world is crumbling and you need to do bad things, those bad things, in order to feel something about yourself. It's when you lose your identity, just your bond with yourself, maybe that you lack this connection, or just when you don't have friends, or um you don't feel confident, you feel like your worth is below the land. This is when you fall into addictions, and it's bad for the mental health in the long term. So yeah, after all of this I've said, you are special, you are mesmerizing, you are a miracle. Don't talk down on yourself just because you made those mistakes. Accept those mistakes in order to grow and evolve. Making mistakes is part of us humans. Just because you did it once does not mean that you're a failure. You know what's a failure? A failure is more of a personality trait, which means that you don't care about anything, you refuse to do anything, you don't feel guilty for doing bad things, you're just a bad person overall, you know what I mean? But if you're a person like me that makes mistakes, but on the other hand, feels guilty after that, and he tries not to back himself up all of the times, you are not a failure. You imagine like you're a plant that's growing. So yes, we're in the mess, we're in the dark spot of everything, but we'll come out of this stronger than ever. Pinky promised me that you'll never do that again. Okay, seriously now. Yeah, I'm gonna go off. Bye guys.